Hi, Pete here, Bxm's Technical Advisor. Now we're going to talk about reading a map. The first thing I want to pick out is the grid. If you look at your map, you will notice that there are blue horizontal and vertical lines. The horizontal lines increase to the north and are called northings. The vertical lines increase to the east and are called eastings. These grid lines form squares. Each square is 1 kilometre by 1 kilometre or 1,000 metres by 1,000 metres. We can therefore use the grid to help us calculate distance, either by estimation or by more accurately using a Roma scale on a compass. I'm going to use this map of Dartmoor and I'm going to find the distance between the summit of High Willhays, which is the highest point on Dartmoor, and an observation point to the east. Now if I look at it, I'm estimating it is about 3/4 of a square between the two, which is about 750 metres. If I want to use a Roma scale, I put the corner of the scale on the map and I'm counting along how many segments, and I've got 2, 4, 6, halfway to 8, which makes 700 metres. We can also use the grid to give us a grid reference. For example, if we want to find the grid reference of the observation post, you isolate the square where the point is and you draw an imaginary letter L around that square. So you come down the easting and along the northing. Firstly, you take the easting, which is 58, and you've got to imagine how far it is in tenths across to the next easting. And I'm estimating that as 7. Then you go along the northing, which is 89. Imagine how far up towards 90 it is, and it's about 6. So 896. So our grid reference is 587896. The second aspect of map reading is to understand the signs and symbols and what they represent. Firstly, let's take roads. Roads tend to be solid colours. Blue is a motorway. Stay away from these. There may be a road over the top or underneath the motorway, but you shouldn't go anywhere near them. Red are A roads, and these are very busy. You should never cross them except when you have an instructor managing you across. Occasionally there's a footpath that goes alongside them, but this will be on a pavement. Orange are secondary roads. These too can be quite busy and need to be avoided where possible. Yellow are country roads or minor roads, and you will be walking on these quite often. You will be told how to manage your group on these roads by your instructor. Green dashed or dotted lines are public rights of way. You're allowed to walk on these, and you will spend a lot of your expedition, particularly at bronze, walking on these. However, it doesn't necessarily mean there's a footpath there, but there is a right of way. Continuous black lines are field boundaries. This could be a wall, a hedge, or a fence. If your footpath crosses one of these field boundaries, there will be a stile, a gate, and a signpost. And if there's not, you're almost certainly in the wrong place. There are all sorts of symbols. Some of the more useful ones are buildings, churches, pubs, woods, and water features. And getting to know them will help you find your way.